what I was trying to point out was that in the year 2000, that was when we joined Young Living, our momentum was like that. In fact, it says Carla and Bill 2000. It was Carla 2000. It took a little while for Bill to get on board. But we've come an awfully long way. And right now we've heard from some of the people in corporate that the green team is a bit of a blur. So we've really kind of changed things over 13 years. We thought we'd share a little bit of our path, that maybe you wouldn't get sidetracked kind of like we did, and that your bit of a blur can happen a lot faster.
I'm pushing here, guys. Go again. Oh, there we go. Let's try it this way. Oh, momentum. We want to talk about momentum, and we do have a lot of momentum. Now, momentum, for all of you folks out there who are engineers, you got there's a formula for this, but really what it is mass in motion. It's on the move. It's hard to stop. To give you an idea, if you had a truck and you filled it full of sand, and it takes a little bit to get it going. Once you get it rolling, it gets going a little faster, and once you get it really going fast, it's really hard to stop it or slow it down. That's momentum.
Well, our journey has been one that many people have in Young Living. And at the beginning of our journey, and you'll recognize this from some of your distributors and your organizations, we just kind of had our head in the sand, we loved our oils, and we just used them and we kind of kept them to ourselves. And then there came a time where we shared with other people, but it took a fair bit of coaxing.
Yeah, a little coaxing. And then we had the team, the guys down here on the bottom, and this is the team that pulls together. It's all working together towards one goal. And we all aim towards that goal, and if we can accomplish it, we can do it.
Well, there's one thing about teams. When they're all moving fast in the same direction with the same goal, they have momentum that's unstoppable. But we all know that there's people in our teams that sometimes go a little bit this way and a little bit that way, and we're kind of all going in the same direction, but it isn't quite as efficient, let's say.
And if you look at the team on the bottom, this is actually what most organizations look like. We are made of different people, we head in different directions, we have different views of the world, different parts of the world, but it's interesting, even though we have all these differences, we can still move in the same direction and help each other.
So, the biggest burden that we had in the year 2000 was, shh, this is an MLM. That's one of those pyramid things. And, we don't want to tell anybody, shh, that they could make money on this. We just wanted people to get their products wholesale because they'd use more of them, but don't tell anybody.
And then something really interesting happened. We won a cruise. Now, you notice I say we accidentally won a cruise. It's kind of true. We didn't really know why we won a cruise.
We got a call saying that you've won this Young Living cruise. And we went, yeah, this is one of those calls, where it goes, toot, toot, you've won a cruise. And I said, we couldn't have won a cruise because we didn't enter the contest. And then Mike McLean was the one that called, and he said, you don't enter the contest. You earn this cruise because you've shared with so many people. And I was like, oh, okay.
So we get on this bus, we're heading down to the cruise ship, we meet this man down here on the bottom, Don, and we had talked about why we run the cruise, how we run the cruise, and he goes, you know nothing about business, do you? We went, no. He goes, let me show you. Now, Don isn't our downline, he isn't our upline, he's just a member of Young Living, just like all you folks out here. And we all help each other, and Don says, come in the corner, I'm going to show you how to make a living at this.
So, that helped us get rid of the shh. We actually went home, and Don said to us, you have this many people in your organization. By just statistics alone, there's going to be at least 10 people that want to be business builders. And I'm like, really? So we got home, and we phoned everybody up and emailed out and said, gee, you can earn money at this by sharing. And lo and behold, we started getting people phoning saying, oh, thank God, we were looking for someone to help us. And I was like, wow. So we got rid of that burden. But then we had a whole bunch of other burdens.
I'm the burden there, the guy who's kind of going, I'm a little shy, and I don't know who I want to talk to or if I should be.
Actually, that picture was mine. I had a bit of the burden of I can't talk to people till I know everything. So I was in that book. And then the next burden I had to get over was the verbal diarrhea. You know that? You want to hear about whales? Well, just guess what? They were around for this long, and it does this, and theoretically it does that, and anatomically it does this, and everybody's backing away.
I didn't think we had enough time to make all this happen.
And then there's the family factor, you know, that they looked at us and went, really? And they didn't really give us a lot of encouragement, so we were kind of like, oh, don't really want to deal with that.
But what happened to us? Well, one thing, we went to Young Living Convention. Now that was an amazing thing, to meet all of you people, to realize that there are like minds, people who are amazing.
Convention was so big a deal for us, it just changed everything. So I can encourage you, please, please go to conventions. And the other thing we did is we started to figure out we needed to learn some skills. And what's so awesome in this world today with all the technology and internet and everything is you can learn the skills that you need to share with other people without ever leaving your home.
And we started meeting some wonderful young people, young living people. Some of them were quite inspirational to us, weren't they, Michael? And and they helped us a great deal. They're, again, not our upline, downline, just you guys, young living people.
So we've learned a lot from many different people, but this was one that really stuck in my mind. And this is wonderful Michael, his acronym for FOCUS. Focus on one cause until you're successful. And honestly, I see this so often where we're in places, even Young Living events, and people pass their cards to me, and they've got every little egg in that basket, and they're going like, you know that team we saw with, you know, all the little guys going in all the different directions? Well, I look at that, and then you know, if you look at any Crown Diamonds business card, you're not going to see that. You only see one company and one link. So that's one of the big clues to success that we feel our leaders ahead of us have taught us.
Well, one of the most important skills we discovered is just that. It's skill. Now, when you first started riding a bicycle, you probably all ridden a bicycle, you weren't really very good at it at the start. Right now, you probably don't think very much about it when you take your bike out and go for a ride. And where you're going to get these skills, you have to learn. You have to learn how to operate your business.
You know, if you start a new job and you get there and it's the first day on the job and your boss says to you, we hired you because we think you're awesome, why don't you just take all that enthusiasm and energy and just go forth and do great things? You think you might be standing there scratching your head a little bit going, but how, where, what, why? Well, you need those skills. But the cool thing is when you get those skills, you end up with a lot of people around you that are very happy. Those are the lives that you touch, the lives that you change, the people that thank you for you helping them to solve a problem.
And when you help all these people, it turns into a check. And what does the check do for you? It gives you enthusiasm towards your goals. You can reach them, you can do better.
The great thing is as you watch that check get bigger and bigger, the passion grows for you, but also the fact that the bigger that check is, the more lives you've touched, the more people you've helped enhance their health and wellness. And it just means it's all a better place.
The word momentum has only 3 M's in it, but again, using a micro-example on it, more meetings mean more momentum, and the momentum actually turns into cash, turns into money.
So one of the biggest things that's helped us have a massive skyrocket in our organization recently is we've started having meetings twice a month, every rain or shine, snow or snowstorms, and that has really, really helped our organization. And we've helped them to encourage them to have little home gatherings in their homes where it's a very duplicatable system.
And when you look at the Young Living business, if you take a look at the Young Living business, and then, yes, sorry, Michael, I'm going to pick on you one more time here, but when you look at a Young Living business, if you treat it as a business, you'll get paid like you're in a business.
If you just treat it like a hobby, you're going to get paid just like a hobby.
The other thing that's kind of interesting, and this comes from a lovely lady, a Crown Diamond named Vicki Offer. Maybe she's sporting a Crown Diamond now, I don't remember, but anyway, Vicki has helped us dramatically. Now again, she's not in our line, she's not in our upline, she's not in our downline, but she's helped us amazingly, and she's told us the one secret is duplication. Duplicate.
She spent some time on the phone with us, originally for another reason, and by the time we were finished that conversation, it was a private coaching session that absolutely changed our focus once again, giving us the pearls of wisdom that she's used that's helped her. And we've really been blessed to have her in our life and to have her business tools that we've been able to share with people in our organization.
And there are many rewards to the Young Living business. The biggest reward for me was my mom, and having a health change, having her cancer get turned around by Young Living products. It's also been a great blessing for Carla, because Carla's mom is, well, how was she growing?
My mom is almost 92, lives on her own, still is totally active in her community. We had a bit of a short notice situation that we offered to get her to come here, but she couldn't come because she was busy baking for a funeral and singing in the choir and had too much to do to join us. But we believe, and she personally believes, that Young Living is instrumental, along with good genes, but many people have good genes and they really waste them. But my mother has her oils lined up, the ones for her memory and the ones for all these things, and she takes her supplements and she gets very, very agitated if things don't arrive on time because she doesn't want to be without her ninja juice.
It's also been great for family, all of our family, all of our Young Living family. We see health and wellness everywhere with Young Living products.
We've always had the purpose of helping other people. Our background is medical. We have a physiotherapy, acupuncture clinic that has morphed into a total natural health and wellness clinic in a tiny little town of Rocky Mountain House. And so we've always had the purpose of helping. I specialize in pediatrics, so I love to help children, and oils are wonderful with children.
And the cool thing about purpose and about, you can do everything yourself if you want. You can try, and you can work yourself to the bone, but the whole big advantage is to reach more people. So if you duplicate yourself, you can now reach hundreds of people. If you can do it yourself again and again, soon, well, it's just easy.
I've always had a passion for helping people, and my kids would laugh because we'd be at the Dairy Queen in Rocky Mountain House getting ready to leave on a holiday, and I'd be sitting with someone in a booth writing out what they should do to help improve their health. And so there is only one of us, and you can only reach so many people. And we have a huge, huge waiting list at our clinic because we have such success. Lots of people want to see us. So for me to be able to teach someone how to use Young Living means they don't have to come see me as often, which means I can reach more people. But better yet, when I teach them how to show others how Young Living heals, then they can go forth and hopefully help people so that they will never have to come see us.
And Young Living provides abundance, and the greatest abundance for us has been some of the travel opportunities. It's been spoken about earlier today, about how many places you can go, and it's been really awesome.
We have a thing we call BC in our family, which is before 4 children. And BC was a time for Bill and I where we loved to travel. We did the whole backpack and go places, and then children arrived and life got busy. And one of the greatest gifts Young Living has taught us, Bill and I, is to have more fun again and to be able to take time away from our work and to travel and reach places that we wouldn't have been able to go without Young Living.
And to empower our children to accomplish great things as well. That's been good, right, Adam? It's interesting, if you take a look, like people talk about investments, but if you actually invested $48,000 in the bank today, heaven forbid you do, but if you do, it'll make you a whole $200 monthly commission. You could do a lot better than this in Young Living.
The greatest gift I think we can give our children is to empower them for their own personal health. And our children have been well-oiled for 13 years. They know what to do to prevent when illness, when something goes wrong, they know what oils to reach for. And financial health is something that people don't really think of as health. And we have very financially sound children, and that's a great gift, because Bill and I can travel more because we don't have to pay their way through school, because they pay their own way.
One of the great quotes was from a great guy named Adam Green, and his quote was, "It's fun working with you, not so much fun working for you."
We've had the beautiful gift of expanding our friendships. We've had so many friends that we now know all over the world, and great, great people that we personally feel now that they're family, and we can actually couch surf across this whole planet because of the people we know from Young Living.
Oh, be careful, Mary. I might show up at your couch one morning.
I'll never leave.
We were blessed before we got into Young Living to be financially in a good place, but it's always fun to make your life a little more interesting and more exciting. And so what Young Living has given us the gift of what we call our Fun Money Fund. And we used to drive this big minivan because we had 4 kids, and it was tarnished and rusted and all these wonderful things. And I never used to think hot, fast cars was anything I'd be thinking was kind of cool. But when we got ours, I was kind of cool with that. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. So as a very wonderful woman said once to me, she said, "Good people with money do good things." And this is totally true. Thanks, Mary. Totally true.
We have a foster child in Nepal that we have had in our lives for quite some time. And then, of course, the Gary Young Foundation is supporting all the great work with that. So what does our Young Living life look like now? Well, I can tell you for sure that we have managed to get rid of that factor. And actually now we've taken that pyramid and tipped it over. And right now we tell everyone we meet about what you can do to improve your lives through these wonderful, wonderful essential oils. So MLM is not a bad word in our world anymore.
Not a bad word at all. Matter of fact, and if you were at last year's convention, you would have listened to Bob Proctor say this, and he says MLM is the most honorable profession, because it's the only profession where you actually have to help people. So to give yourself help, you have to help others get ahead.
So in our world, MLM now stands for Making Lives Magical.
Momentum. Young Living essential oils. We want them in every home in the world. It's mass in motion, we're on the move, and we are hard to stop.
We want to thank Mary and Gary for their inspiration, for everything they've done to bring these products to the world, to our family personally, for all the benefits we've had. And we also want to thank the corporate staff, because I don't know about you, but I have never, ever worked with a company where the customer service and corporate staff have been as supportive. And we're so, so excited to have Chance and Leslie to leave their home country and to be able to come across and help us build Young Living Canada has been a great, great joy for us.
And we'd also like to thank all these people across the bottoms, the Shores, the McDonald's, Nikki Offer. They've been instrumental in showing us the way. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just need to do what others do and do it right. And it's easy, folks. It's easy.
If you follow the top dogs, the lead dogs, they'll always get you to where you want to go.
So I'd like to thank, speaking of dogs, I'd like to thank the Green Team. Yes, thank you all.
Green Team. Alright, we just found out yesterday that we have the honor of introducing your next platinum.
And we want to introduce the next platinum bilingually. The disadvantages, neither Carl and I speak French. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you a male version of what introduction to Adam would be. And then, sorry Adam, you're going to get your mom's version too, the female side of this. So, our next speaker is the youngest platinum in Young Living. He had and his name is Adam Green.
Adam says to me, Mom, do the man answer. Whenever he asks me a question. But I'm going to do the mom answer right now. So I think it's very, very exciting and fitting that today is the birth of Young Living Canada. Because 24 years ago today, Bill and I were in a state of euphoria. We got to welcome the second child to our family. And we've tried to guide him over the years, and I can tell you, the word challenge comes to mind. In many good ways, and many challenging ways as well. So it's been an incredible journey. It's never been dull. And I can tell you that underneath this handsome, gruff exterior is a man who has a heart as big as this country. We accidentally won that first cruise, and we weren't going to be able to go on it at the last minute because we had huge staffing issues in our clinic. And this 18-year-old man stepped forward, and he said, Mom and Dad, you need to go. You earned this. I will look after the home front. And so we went off, and we were on that cruise. He had to run our clinic, manage the clinic, manage his two younger siblings, which might have been even harder, and he had to write his grade 12 departmental exams to get into college. While we were on that ship, we connected with him by email, told him about the wonderful time we were having, and I'll never forget the email I got back. I'm really glad you're having fun. Because it's crazy stressful here. Adam's always had a sense of determination that's as big as our two countries, our neighbors down south and here. When he was 8 years old, we were at a country fair type of fair in Canada, in Ontario, in July. Hot, hot, hot. He wanted to climb this climbing wall, and there was a 3-hour lineup to do that. We left this young boy in line, close enough that we could see him, and went back every hour to see if he was done with standing in line. He said, no, Mom, I'm climbing that wall. And so he stood in line for 3 hours just to do the climbing wall. So to say he's determined is just an understatement. So we've tried to teach him and guide him over the years, and a parent's dream is that you get to the point where they teach and guide you. And he has blazed the trail for us. He's teaching us so much about how to do Young Living better. And there's a reason why he is the youngest Young Living Platinum, is he's very skilled, and we're very, very proud of him. And we would like to welcome him. And I have to apologize to him later for the mom answer.